Am I the asshole? Lady claimed I'd nicked her table and I refused to move. I got breakfast in a hotel and there weren't many free tables. I sat down at one which had a dirty and empty plate and a relatively full cup of coffee. I assumed it was free, and it had been unused for 5 minutes before, and I just thought it needed clearing. So I sat down. 20 minutes later a lady walks up to me and claims it's her table, not particularly friendly, and says she wants it back. I'm like, well, how was I supposed to know this was taken? It's just dirty things left here. She points at the coffee mug. I mean, okay, but it sat there for 20 minutes. She's like, that's mine, and so's the plate. She then points at the room key on the table and says, and that's my key. It wasn't her room key, lol, it was mine. She insists it's hers. I'm annoyed now, and say no it's not. It was genuinely mine. She then says, okay, you're so mad, you look mad. I say, I'm not mad. She then says, okay, I'll just go. And I was like, fine, and stayed seating. I think she was way out of line. Had she been polite and apologetic I'd have maybe moved. She immediately treated me as some ass who took her spot. Am I the asshole? First world problems. Info. Why hasn't the table been cleared after 20 minutes? Not the asshole. I had the same exact experience a little while ago with a table of dirty plates and a glass of water at an empty table. I think she was just acting entitled, it wasn't about the cold coffee. You've already spent more time on this issue than it warrants. Let it go and move on. Not the asshole. I think she was trying to scam your table away from you. Claiming your room key was hers? Seuss. You always keep your room key on your person. You don't leave it at the table to reserve your spot. I always leave my paperback book on the table to show I'll be back shortly. Not valuable and not table trash. I'm leaning towards you are the asshole. Most breakfasts are bus your own mess. That's why it hadn't been cleared, they weren't done. Most of the time people having breakfast at a hotel fall into one of two categories, slow and relaxed, which tends to take about an hour or more, and quick and efficient, 30-ish minutes or less. Also in my experience, anecdotal times given during an explanation are usually exaggerated. So yeah, you rolled up on someone having a slow breakfast and stole their table. That's an asshole move. Am I the asshole for refusing to only nurse in my bedroom on family trip? Long story, I'm a mother of 4 including a 3-month-old. A few weeks ago I went out to lunch with my family and in-laws for my brother-in-law's birthday. As soon as the food came my baby got fussy so I spent the lunch walking around the outside of the restaurant while she napped. When she woke up I came back in and started to nurse her. My in-laws and family got up and left the restaurant. I had to leave without even eating. We are now supposed to be going on a beach vacation with in-laws. I told my husband I was unsure about going since it seemed like his family had a problem with me nursing. My husband called his parents and they said that the family had been talking and had decided I'd only be allowed to nurse in the bedroom during the beach trip. I was hurt by my family talking about this amongst themselves. I also feel it's unfair for me to have to be isolated from my kids and everyone else to nurse my baby. My husband thinks I'm being unreasonable and should give in to his family's demand. He said he will resent me if I don't. Am I the asshole for not going? Tell your husband that you will resent him for telling you where you can and can't feed your child. Then I would start setting his dinner place in the bathroom. He can eat on the toilet. Or maybe on the tool bench in the garage. Or the shed in the backyard. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. People need to stop sexualizing breastfeeding. Also, only nursing in the bedroom, are they kidding me? Newborns nurse every 3H. What, is she supposed to starve? Are you gonna be locked up in a room like it's 1800? You definitely have a husband problem. He should be standing up both for you and baby girl. Info. Why are you with a man that doesn't stand up for you when his family is being shitty? Done deal. You agree to eat in the bedroom if everyone else on the trip agrees to also eat in the bedrooms, isolated and shamed. And your husband can eat outside the house. Very, very far away from you. Right where his support and partnership for you can be found. You are not the asshole, but this whole family sounds like they need to be taken out to the curb along with the rest of the refuse. That includes your husband. What an AH. If you're in the States, your right to nurse is protected on the federal level. If the government can recognize your baby should be allowed to eat not cooped up in a hole somewhere, why can't your husband? Not the asshole. If they don't want you to nurse outside the bedroom, do they prefer your baby to starve? FM. Go on holiday without them. You don't need that stress and neither does your baby. Your husband needs to grow a pair. Stay home. Your husband is not being supportive of his family and I'm not talking about your in-laws. You and your kids are his family now. MTA. Am I the asshole for gatekeeping my late aunt's kugel recipe? This may sound silly, but I'm in a little family squabble over kugel, a Jewish noodle casserole. Just last week my aunt passed away. I was home alone with our elderly dog while my husband and kids were away visiting my in-laws. That's when I found out. So, I was unable to attend the funeral. Less than a month ago, I had found my old recipe book that had gone missing 8 years prior during a move. I had searched endlessly for it because it had held my aunt's coveted kugel recipe. Over the years, I tried getting the recipe again from her and other family members, but none of them tasted the same. When I found my book and read the recipe, I realized that the reason none of them were the same was because I had written it in her kitchen as we made it together. I wrote down everything she said, including her funny measurements, like 1 cup, or 2. Maybe 1/4 box. It wasn't just a recipe, it was a memory. So, when she passed, I shared the story on Facebook. My cousin, her son, asked for the recipe. Of course, I sent it to him. But then he asked me to post it on my Facebook. He even went as far as saying that if I didn't do it, he would. I told him it felt odd and asked why. He said it would be nice so that anyone could make it. I usually don't like gatekeeping, but this feels different. This recipe took me years to recover. Even her own kids didn't have it. It just feels like something that should stay in the family. So, am I the asshole for not wanting to post it online for everyone? You are the asshole. I don't understand gatekeeping recipes. Wouldn't your aunt want it shared so many people can enjoy it? And even more, you are the asshole because her son, her next of kin, asked you to do it. Gentle, you are the asshole as a Jew who cooks traditional food for the holidays. Anyone who is going to take the time and trouble to make kugel from scratch will be delighted to have this recipe. I don't want to open a minefield here, but in these times, keeping traditions alive seems especially important and poignant. Why not let your kugel recipe be enjoyed by others? I still have similar handwritten recipes tucked into books by relatives who have passed, and I'd share with anyone who asks. It's kugel, not a secret sauce. Or the Coca-Cola formula. Knowledge hoarded is knowledge lost. You thought that the recipe was lost forever. I'm pretty sure that everyone in your family had the same thought. By reviving the recipe, you can revive a small part of your lost aunt and share it with the people she loved. I understand that this recipe means a lot to you, but if you want to keep it in the family, you can post that you have the recipe, and that anyone can ask for it and you would provide it. Family recipe gatekeepers are always you or the assholes. He even went so far as saying that if I didn't do it, he would. Huge, you are the asshole. You're speaking about her son FFS. I've never understood being so precious about family recipes. If it's good, share it. I've shared countless of my great-grandmother's recipes with friends who've asked, and oddly, they still taste just as good when I make them now as they did before I shared them. You are the asshole. Am I the asshole for not texting my husband for coming home early? So my week is very standard. Mondays, Wednesdays, I am in the office. Thursdays, Saturdays, I will be at my mom's place. So when I am at my mom's place, usually my dad will drive me home. But timing is a little irregular. It can be about 10 p.m. or past midnight. So, one day, I came home early. About 9:30 p.m. And my husband got upset, saying that I did not let him know that I would be home earlier than usual. So I asked why do I need to text him if I am home early. Then he said that he will worry. Mind you, he knows that I am at my mom's place and we have been texting the whole day. Is it my fault? I really don't understand the logic with me not informing him of if I am coming home earlier than usual. Not the asshole. He is hiding something he doesn't want you to walk in on. Not the asshole, but you sound kind of naive. My guess is porn, gambling, or another woman. Come home even earlier next time. Not the asshole. Yikes. He's hiding something from you. Why would he worry about you coming home early? Not late? I see 3 possibilities. 1. Hubby is cheating on you and is afraid that if you deviate from your schedule unexpectedly, he will be caught. 2. Hubby has a bad habit, embarrassing hobby, masturbates a lot and is afraid, etc. Or 3. Hubby is neurodivergent and your deviation causes a disruption in his schedule that upsets him. In any case, I suggest a serious conversation to get to the bottom of the issue. Hopefully it's harmless, and you have a strong enough relationship that he can honestly disclose whatever the issue is, so that you can work it out together. If not, or if he reacts defensively or lies, then you'll have to consider whether something more unpleasant is going on. This is strange, as you spend so much time apart anyway. What difference does it make to him if you come home a little early? Most spouses would be glad to see more of their partner. Is he up to something or just a little obsessive? Maybe on the autistic spectrum. It's common for people with autistic tendencies to be thrown by a change to routine. Not the asshole. Not the asshole at all, but how old are you? Why are you at your mom's place so much, and why does your dad send you home every night? So strange.